And we're back here, second hour, with this guy, Bruce Cooper.
Yay! We're here, and I'm in my Diamondbacks Ketel Marte jersey and stuff. I'm a little excited. I didn't expect to see over the weekend what happened with the Diamondbacks. I mean, I thought for sure Zach Gallen was gone. Are you freaking kidding me? All of a sudden, I love the Diamondbacks rotation, especially when you consider Corbin Burns should be back around the All-Star break or whatever. But I mean, I was very concerned. Eduardo Rodriguez, I think he's another mad bomb.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just an overpaid flop. And then there's Michael Soroka, who has a history of injury. I mean,
Yes.
Look, I'm like, well, you're down to a 3-man rotation, but all of a sudden, when you bring back Zach Gallen, who clearly had other options of multi-year, but he's betting on himself, a 1-year deal, and so that's got to bode well for the Diamondbacks. And then I started looking at their roster. Look, I got to admit, I would rather have seen Paul Goldschmidt back at first base as opposed to Carlos Santana. Yeah. I know Goldie can't sing as good as Santana, but
that came down to money, though, didn't it?
Well, you say that, and then you see that they went and extended themselves with the deal with Gallen. And so maybe that factored in. I don't know. I know Santana's put only $2 million. I think Goldie went $8 million for.
Yeah. There's a big difference there.
Yeah,
but look what they had to do with Gallen's contract in order to get him to fit into that.
It's just deferred money. I mean, heck, look, if the Dodgers can do it, well, heck, so can the Diamondbacks.
We got a whole hour to talk about this nonsense.
He's looking up the Steak 44 menu.
I
bet
just
you
pulled
money.
on the Steak 44 menu. Hey, Cooper, are you a caviar guy?
I'm not a
We
caviar.
haven't. If you haven't caught on yet, we have a date for the bet here between these two gentlemen, and I'm tagging along with it as well. We have a date officially here coming up the next week.
It'll be next
week and everything. So Dale's just salivating, but no, Russ Ortiz, who Autumn. I know. Be careful because I know him. Autumn knows him well and everything. He posted a picture on his Facebook page.
That was a horrific contract. Come on.
Well, I don't disagree with you. Oh, trust me, I do that because like when she first told me she knew him. This is a funny story, and she's like, "Hey, let's go." We were at NASCAR. And we're like, "Hey, let's go over and see Russ Ortiz," and I was all, "That guy sucked here. What?" So then I had to go and I had to be like, "Oh, how you doing? Great to meet you."
Yeah,
fantastic. Don't bring it up. Bring up the Braves days,
Yeah.
I know, but it does crack. And then it's funny, his old partner hated him because he's like, "Just stole money or whatever." So he found out one time that I knew him and talked to him and stuff like that. He got all mad at me. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? The guy took the money. Who cares? Like, right? But anyway, he was at Steak 44 with a couple of his friends. A bet also. They ordered the tomahawk steak. Does it have the price for the tomahawk? This thing looks huge. Had the big bone on the outside, and it looks huge on that thing.
Bone in,
over the Waker.
Kansas City strip, bone in.
This thing was amazing. I bet you they dropped several $100.
You guys can eat all the steak you want. Bottom line is, you know that I'm going for the seafood. I'm not a steak
You're
guy.
going
it's not
for
a bad thing. Not a bad choice.
And I just wish I could stomach caviar, but I can't. So you're off the hook there. And what's your seafood of choice, Coop?
Well, there's a number of things there, Dale. I like the redfish. I like the swordfish, also the halibut, and salmon. Salmon. I'm good with those things, but I also like the little. You can order it with an extra. What's that little sauce they add with it? Like with shrimp and
the cocktail sauce.
No. It's like a creamy thing that you can lay over the top of your.
So you've been to these states.
You're already out of my realm here.
Yeah.
I have to rent a tux for this now. I'm being told it's going to be an amazing night there as well. So.
I'm just going to get up there. I'm going to print this out. I'm going to put it in my bedroom and put on the mirror, and every morning just look at it.
Okay, hey, a bone-in.
I'll tell you this though. They have their shrimp cocktail.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're jumbo.
Yeah.
I mean, super jumbo. I will be getting that as well.
So here's the deal. The bone-in Wagyu tomahawk, which is what Russ Ortiz and his buddies got, 46 ounces, $295.
Wow. Let's hope Dale can eat it all.
No.
Oh, do you get a T-shirt if you?
Oh, I
eat it
can
all?
get a
That's the
fillet. I'll
question.
get just a fillet. That's all.
That's actually under 100. So
Yeah.
Dale's doing a good thing.
No,
there.
and I might even help you with the bill.
No,
too.
I got the bill.
But I'll do a shrimp cocktail. I'll do a fillet and some kind of side, and I'll be good to go.
We're good.
All
We're
right.
good.
Coop?
Yeah. So
Hey,
I saw
yeah.
that over the weekend. Yeah.
All I know is Coop's retiring from Channel 12. It pays good.
It must.
Hey, let's put it like this. Let's put it to you like this. See, for you guys out there, I'm going to let you know what the bet was. It was that the ASU football team would finish with a better record than the U of A football team.
Yep.
Little did I know as the season progressed, because ASU had the better record at the point. And then some guy
When I made the bet, ASU had a better record.
Yeah, some guy named Sam Levitt, another guy named Jordan Tyson, they got injured, and it just wasn't the same anymore, folks. Of course, you know that.
But it still came down to the last game.
It still came down to the last game.
Yeah, that was great.
All because Sam Levitt decided to play pick up basketball. Coop.
Well, and I look at it like this. You know, I'm not going to throw any shade on our backup quarterback. I'm not going to even mention his name because I got very upset with But it was amazing. He played better in the freaking Sun Bowl at El Paso than he did in his
But
home game against his rival.
But that's because Kenny took over play calling again and then opened back up again. So
Well, we're looking forward to that happen next week, and I'm looking forward to spending time with you guys, breaking bread, breaking some bread.
I'm in my mouth. One of everything, please.
Hey, it's Steve's birthday today.
Oh, well, I don't
It's
know why
also
we have
my
to announce
daughter's
that.
birthday.
Yeah.
Oh.
Michael
Yeah.
Jordan's birthday.
Michael
I'd like to
Jordan's
know that.
birthday.
I support Michael.
Well, gee, what is today? The February the what?
17th.
17th. Wow.
The
wow.
day of kings and queens, Coop, is what it is, apparently.
So between my daughter, Steve, and Michael Jordan, they got 6 Super Bowl rings and a Daytona 500 victory.
Oh, and yeah.
Wow. Yeah. How about that? How about that?
Did you see him celebrating? Did you at least?
Yeah, the
did you at
rings.
least see that?
Yeah, he couldn't win. He couldn't get a ring in Charlotte, but my gosh, he got one in NASCAR.
They
didn't
got one in NASCAR, the biggest event of the day. He was celebrating like he was 20 years old again, though,
Really?
man. Jumping up into the crowd and grabbing people and hugging them.
Really? I did not see that.
No, he was an emotional guy on Sunday after that win, yeah.
That's great. Do you have any idea how much the winning team makes?
Uh,
A round
they don't
figure?
publish it. Oh, no,
Okay.
it's millions of dollars.
Is it? Okay. Okay. I was just curious.
Plus, they get more sponsors. Sponsorship money goes up. If they're,
Yeah.
stuff like the more you
Okay.
win, stuff to that effect.
Yeah. I was reading more about his ownership as a motorsport owner,
Yeah.
and I had no idea that him and his family were real big gearheads down in
But
Carolina.
grew up in
growing
North Carolina, yeah. So he had that. Nobody knew it, and then all of a sudden they're like, Michael Jordan's, part owner of a NASCAR team, and everybody went, what? Emmett Smith owns, at least he did. He might have sold out now. Emmett Smith owned a partial team on the lower series of NASCAR. A lot of these guys that you don't expect are buying into the NASCAR side of things. Then you find out where they grew up. It's a big thing, and they were into it back then. Things to that effect. It is shocking when you see that.
Yeah, I think Brad Doherty, former
He's-
Cavalier,
he's,
was up in
he's
there.
there.
As well.
He has a team. Yeah, he has a team as well. Yeah.
So to change subjects real quick, I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
Will he or won't he? After Devin Booker sat out last Thursday, then did the 3-point shooting contest, then played a lot of minutes in that All-Star
They were
game.
6-minute games.
Is he 12-minute games? Is he going to play Thursday, or do you think he needs to recoup?
Oh, there's no question he'll play Thursday.
Yeah?
Absolutely. Look. When you have Dylan Brooks, who has to sit out a game to serve his technical foul penalties,
Right.
there's no way he
That's
sits.
the
I mean,
problem.
he's too competitive.
Okay.
And so what I'm anxious to see if this is the time of year when Jordan Ott starts maybe looking more at some of his first round picks. I mean, Kaman Malawak and Rasheer Fleming is the guy to me. They're the first pick of the second round. His length, his athleticism, I think is just being tremendously underutilized.
Mm-hmm.
I think he can be a defensive savant for some of the taller guys that take advantage of some of the smaller guys like Gillespie and Jordan.
At a
Goodwin
minimum,
defensively.
get him out there and get him 5 fouls.
Yeah.
Give him the experience.
Well,
right?
yeah. When you look at some of the other teams that have used their size against the Suns, I'm just hoping this is the time that
And there is some size coming Thursday, I think.
Oh, yeah, there is. There is.
At least one guy.
Yeah, there is.
Well,
There
the
is.
interesting thing with Malowich is I read over the weekend, he's on pace right now to blow out the record of least minutes played by a
Yeah.
top 10 pick.
Yeah,
Because usually top 10 picks are on bad teams and they play from the jump and
Yeah.
stuff to that, and they're just not utilized. Now, him I can understand with his size, and he's got to learn. He's 19 years old, folks. But Fleming is the one that shocks me. It's like Dunn last year. Put him out there. He does good
Yeah.
things. Put him out there. See what he can do.
Yeah, and to your point about Malawak, I mean, look, he was projected to play a lot coming in this year, given the fact that Mark Williams can never stay healthy,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
the fact that the Suns were projected to win, 31 games on the year.
Yeah.
Right.
But they've been one of the top
Yeah.
7 teams in the West from day one.
Right.
And so they've surprised a lot of people, and so that's helped to minimize some of Malawak's service on the
The
court.
thing that they're doing differently with him that I like, though, because the G League's here in town now, he
sure.
didn't have that for a lot of years, is he's going down and he's dominating at that level.
Yeah.
What would worry me the most is if he goes down to G League and then looks terrible down there.
Yeah.
Then you'd be like, uh-oh, we made the wrong draft pick here. So it is good that they're able to do that now with that G League team down there from that side of it.
No doubt about it. And the fact that you have to keep knocking yourself upside the head and remembering that the kid's only 19 years
you
old.
forget.
And he started playing basketball at in 2019. Heck, he
Yeah.
was a big soccer guy, you
Yeah.
know. And so his ceiling and his is still well ahead of him. And so that's a great point there.
Right.
The other thing is the reason why Devin Booker is not going to sit out on Thursday is because Adam Silver is really coming down on these teams for tanking. I know the Suns aren't going to be tanking and stuff like that, but that's going to be a big game, a watch game on Thursday night. I don't know if it's nationally televised or whatnot, but it is the Spurs.
So
and
speaking
everything.
of that, because I know he addressed it over the All-Star weekend, but what is he supposed to do about tanking?
Well,
What can the commissioner actually do?
I don't know, but see,
Fine 'em.
tanking would not be applicable in the Suns' case,
Right.
because they have
No,
a winning
no.
record.
Right,
All right.
right.
But if
And-
you're gonna attack the Jazz, well, Jazz are taking it to another level. But if you're gonna attack like the Pacers, you're gonna have to go after every team that sits guys for big games.
Well, I don't think so. Just because tanking, if you go by the pure definition of tanking, the Suns wouldn't be in that
Right.
that deal.
No.
But I will say this: when you start sitting your stars in the fourth quarter,
Marketing, for
yeah,
instance?
you make it blatantly obvious.
Right.
You know,
Well, then afterwards, did you see that they asked the coach of the Jazz? You know, best owner in all of sports,
Yeah,
Dale, as you know.
yeah.
That's what the hockey commissioner says.
You know he's got a really nice house on Pebble Beach? Found that out on Sunday.
Does he really?
Oh, yeah.
He's the best owner in all of
Yeah.
land. But when then they asked the coach after the game and said, "Hey, did you have any thought of playing Markkanen or the other young guys on that?" And he goes, "No, never thought about it." And it was like, "Oh man, you guys are blatantly, blatantly tanking."
and
here.
you know they made that trade deadline deal for Jaren Jackson,
Yeah.
one of the top power forwards, slash centers in the NBA, and all of a sudden he's out for the rest of the year with an
Yes.
injury. I'm like, come
Yeah.
on.
What a
Come on, man.
coincidence, huh?
Well,
Well, the interesting thing is there's reports out there with Adam Silver doing this, and this is fascinating to me if true. It's not, it's owners are complaining about it and stuff. What can he do? He's finding them. But there's talk of taking draft picks away and stuff
well,
to that effect.
that would hurt him because, see, this 2026
Yes.
draft is supposed to be extremely deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
So all of a sudden
really,
the
really
Jazz
good.
don't have their 2 or 3 first-round draft picks. They have a bunch of first-round draft picks this year.
Yeah, and so
because Danny
and,
Ainge just
and to my
stockpiles stuff.
chagrin, so do the Oklahoma City
I
Thunder.
know.
Right.
But
They're gonna
heck,
have to
I mean,
start
but their
unloading
roster's
those.
so deep anyway. What the heck are they gonna
Yeah.
do?
At what point?
But it is being reported by several outlets, some you believe, some you don't, that gambling companies are coming down on the NBA and the commissioner and complaining to them about the gambling stuff on it because gambling companies are losing their butts right now
Sure.
with guys sitting
That's
out the
interesting.
fourth quarter
That's
and the
interesting.
games are coming in under
Yeah.
and costing them on that side. So don't think that gambling companies like right here,
Right.
the real NBA
Yeah.
Central, but then there's other
Yeah.
legit people reporting
I
it
hadn't thought about that.
as
That'd
well.
be
So
true.
I mean, you're going to have to make decisions on. And I agree with you, Sun sitting out, but it's not just tanking. It's also the big game sit outs. Like he charged the Pacers, what was it, $100,000 for sitting guys out, and Oklahoma City for benching all their guys and stuff to that effect. So it's all of that stuff. But like you said, with Brooks out for Thursday night, you have to play.
Yeah,
Booker.
and do the Suns play the following night on Friday? They got a back-to-back? Is it Thursday, Friday?
I don't remember. Let me look that up here while we're.
'Cause I do
discussing
recall
that.
you educating me on their schedule. I
Yeah.
mean, it's
Their
like
their massive home games right now.
And the outrage is in their last 6 games. I mean, they're 2-4.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
Injuries though, Coop. Right? Injuries, right? I think if any team needed the All-Star break,
Thursday, Saturday.
Oh, Saturday, okay.
Thursday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, that's right.
So Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
But they're both at home. It's
Okay.
Magic at home and then Trailblazers at home
Yeah.
Okay.
on that. Yeah. So, but the interesting thing about I forgot what you just said.
Yeah,
What were we talking about?
But the home schedule and the back-to-back.
Oh, yeah.
I was concerned. That
Oh
it
no,
was-
the
yeah.
2-4 record. I think the Suns are the one team, maybe one of 2 or 3 teams that needed the All-Star break like nobody's business to reset, get away from the game for a week, get your mind right, quit thinking about basketball. I just felt like they were pressing too much with the injuries. The bench guys were pushing too much.
Well, it
make
looked
up
to
those
me like Colin Gillespie in particular. It looked like his legs were dead.
Yeah.
You know, there were times when, Colin's not a guy that plays above the rim, but he can start driving one way, pivot the other way, and get some lift on his jump shot, his off-balance jump shot. He wasn't getting that lift anymore, and that shot was falling short. And he plays extremely hard, as
Yeah.
does Jordan Goodwin. They physical from a physical standpoint. I agree with Steve.
Yeah.
They need those guys in particular.
I think it was
need the
also
break.
mental though too.
Yeah,
Just when Booker can handle the mental of being the guy and being responsible and having the ball at the end of the game, I think that drives down guys that aren't used to that role. So that includes Dylan Brooks, that includes Gillespie, that includes, like you said, Goodwin, and those types of players. Even Grayson Allen to a certain extent. We're just over time the pressure of I got to make these shots because Booker's on the bench right now. I think it just drains you down over time.
Yeah, have the Suns made a reassessment of Grayson Allen, his injury?
No, not doing it. They just said they're going to do it after the All-Star game, and I haven't seen anything over the weekend.
The other
so.
thing you got to take into account is that you take a Colin Gillespie, and he's played more minutes than he's ever played.
Sure.
In more high leverage situations
Sure.
than he's ever played, and that physically and mentally can take its toll on you. So I expect to see a fresh, young legs team again flying around like they were the first 25 games of the year.
What is it? 20 games till the playoff time. So
They
it's
got-
not.
They have
it's-
27 games
Is that what
left.
it is? So it's not a
post-All-Star.
huge. It's not 40 games or 50
Yeah.
games. It's a small burst of.
So let's say the
27
Suns
games.
played 500 ball. Let's say they went 14-13. So that'd be 46-36 is their final record. 46 wins enough to get
We'll leave
you.
the math to you.
Yeah, I think that they said that the average top 6 team is between 47 and 50 wins.
Yeah.
Over the last 5 years or
All right,
so.
so Suns need to do a little better than 14-13.
Right,
Or
if they'd make the top 6.
Have the Lakers, Timberwolves, or Warriors struggle a little
Well,
bit more.
you
than
see,
you.
you hate. See, I'm one of those guys that I'm not looking for anybody. If you take care of your own house. You don't have to
Well,
worry
no, I
about
don't
that.
disagree. I'm just saying. But the interesting thing is, I expect the Lakers to fall off here. LeBron is about to become a problem because he's not going to be back with LA next year unless he takes a huge payroll cut. He knows that. You're going to see him start to be a little bit of a problem on that team. So you're going to see them kind of struggle a
Well,
little bit.
no,
I think, coming up.
LeBron might be already saying that I'm going to play one more year.
He wants to play another year.
But it's going to be in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where he started
but-
his career
yeah.
where he grew up.
Oh yeah, finish it there.
And
So
you got,
it's going to be fascinating
you got
to
James
see.
Harden there. You got.
But LeBron's got the ability to really wreck a franchise if he wants to.
I think he's too much of a professional to do that.
Oh no, this is all about him. Retirement, too.
I mean-
Come on.
I think he's a guy that plays for championships, and so I think that would be his number one priority. I mean, heck, has he been 21 years in the league or something like that?
Yeah, how many championships?
22.
Well, shoot, he's got at least 5, right?
How many to get with the Heat? Yeah, 2 with Cleveland.
At least 2 with the Heat.
Yeah, 2 with the
And
Heat or
then
3.
2 with the Lakers. 2 or
1 with the Lakers. And that was like
Only
COVID
one?
year. Wasn't that just the COVID year?
Yeah. So
is it 5?
So he's got 5.
Yeah, it's 5
Yeah.
out of 21. That's terrible odds. What are you talking about?
Oh, Stephen McCollum.
Hey, I don't do math well here,
Stephen
as we know.
McCollum
As we know.
on
As
your
we know.
birthday. Hey, Coop, I do want to ask you about this.
He throws that on my
Hey,
birthday.
we keep
every day.
we keep bouncing around. So, I don't know if you saw this. Tony Clark, the Major League
Yeah.
Baseball's Players Association
Yeah.
president, resigned.
Oh, he resigned.
Well, I don't think it's
As of
official
today.
yet, but they say he's going to.
Well, it doesn't matter who the president is. There is going to be a lockout.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, you have to bring some type of structure back. I know that's what the owners are going to be saying because, see, the Dodgers have absolutely obliterated
Yes.
any and everything relative to that. And so every
And the
player,
Mets,
every
by the
player,
way.
every player, and I just saw that Machado came out. I mean, they're embracing what the Dodgers are doing. Well, why wouldn't they? Because the salary's going. But the owners are going to say, look, when you have a franchise like the Dodgers who can spend like they can, and with the resources that they have, and know that they're still going to make money.
Right.
I mean, there's no other teams, not even in New York, that can answer that. And
Yeah.
so there has to be some type of pullback. Now, I'll give the Dodgers ownership a lot of credit. I mean, there are some owners, a lot of owners out there, in their position would rather bank that than spend that. And
Right.
the Dodgers are spending it.
Well,
and
it's-
still making money, but not as much as they would.
And I was trying to explain in the first hour, I don't know if I did a good job of it, but the difference between like football and baseball. Football went to a national TV contract. Each team, whether you're the Cardinals, Cowboys, Chiefs, whoever, you get the same cut. Every year you get a check for $450, $500 million. In baseball, they have a national TV contract, but everybody gets to negotiate their own individual
Local,
contract.
yeah.
And I wouldn't even want to look at the difference between the Dodgers, what the Dodgers are making, and what the Diamondbacks are making.
Yeah. It's night and day.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can see
mean,
this headline right here, right? Rob Manfred's biggest upcoming fight might be with his owners over the MLB TV rights.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's the disparity.
Well,
right now.
like Dale says, in addition to the national contract, each team has their own local because there's 162 games,
Yeah.
and so the national is not going to put 30 teams on 162
No, they got
times. It's impossible. So,
Yankees, Red Sox, Cubs, whoever.
yeah, and,
that's it.
and so you need that local revenue. Now, look, I just saw where the
Well, and MLB TV pays less because the regional ones are shutting down.
Sure.
And so when you go to MLB TV, like the Diamondbacks are, you get paid less than you would have with the regional.
You would, and plus now the Diamondbacks, I see that they have re-up for another year with Channel 12 for 10, 11 games.
Something
You know?
like that, yeah.
And so, but that still leaves 152 games left to broadcast. And so when they are using their limited partners in this, and like you said, MLB had to come to the rescue for a lot of teams that lost.
They just did another like 16 or something when
Yeah.
FanDuel, that
Right.
FanDuel version of the
Right.
regional.
And so, baseball's in trouble
Well,
financially.
here's the other side of it. Baseball's a regional sport today. It used to be a national one. Now it's a regional sport game. See, people don't generally watch the Pirates if you live in Phoenix, unless you're a favorite of the team. It's a regional region aspect of it, and that's what's hurting these teams as well on the ownership side. So I think the owners have multiple levels to fight over. But Tony Clark resigning tells me, depending who they put into that spot, this close to the end here tells me. This gives the owners an up leg, and what I mean by that is to get what they want eventually. It's still going to be a huge lockout.
Well, the owners are going to get what they want. They have to reel the Dodgers back in.
Yeah.
They just do.
Well, and that's the thing, though, because like in every other sport, it's players against owners. Players against owners. In baseball, it's been a little bit owners against owners.
Oh, no doubt.
And then the players against owners.
well, the White Sox owners wanted to see. He forced one of the shutdowns. I think in the 2010s time frame, he forced one of those because he wanted a salary cap at that time.
Right.
And he was like one of four that wanted. Everybody else was like, "What are we doing? Let's get out of here." So they can fight within themselves.
And let's face it. I mean, baseball does not generate just because it's so oversaturated.
Right.
162 games. I mean, it doesn't generate the same level of fan excitement that football does.
Right.
I mean, it just doesn't.
And they're about to expand to 2 more teams on top of it.
And so basketball really does well from a national standpoint. You know what blew me away? Just because there was not a whole lot on TV this weekend for me to view. And I actually watched the NBA All-Star game, and I watched the slam dunk. Now, I stopped watching them because they just weren't exciting anymore.
Yeah.
But I saw the ratings. It was the first time that the NBA
Through
was
the
back
roof.
on NBA. Oh yeah, man, it was up 88% the
Right.
All-Star game.
Well, I didn't watch a lot of it because I was just kind of worn out after watching the Daytona 500. But at least the last game was entertaining to watch. Now, because it was shorter, like a small blip of let's go out there, and they wanted to look like they wanted to play.
Well, I think they hit on something with the USA versus the world.
Yeah,
There are two USA teams, Stars and Stripes, and there's one World team.
and I call them
so-
the old and the young because
Yeah,
that one
yeah.
team was all the old
Well,
guys,
you
and then
got it.
Booker's team was the younger guys.
Yeah, that's very true. and so you're playing one quarter,
Mhm.
12-minute quarter against, let's say the young USA versus the world.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so after that 12 minutes, whoever has the lead, they stay. It's almost like when you go play pickup.
Yeah.
Winner stays, loser sits.
Yeah.
And now the other team comes in, and so you do the same thing. And so that point differential comes into play as well, which makes it a little bit more exciting. Well, they can win the game, but they have to win by so much to advance.
Right.
And that was the world situation because they had lost to the younger USA team before. So and having people like Anthony Edwards is like a Dylan Brooks. I mean, he just doesn't. They don't.
You mean
give any
attitude wise?
shortcuts. I mean, well, just from a competitive
Okay,
standpoint,
yeah.
and no matter if you go out there, they are giving you. You just feel like
Yes.
they're not letting up regardless
Right,
of the
Yeah.
circumstance.
No, they want to win.
And so it became infectious. And so, man, I'm telling you, that Kawhi Leonard,
Yeah.
that dude put on a show in the old USA team
Yeah,
versus world.
the Stars,
The
yeah.
dude dropped like I think they won. Their final total score was like maybe 47 points. Frickin' Leonard had 32 of those.
Yeah.
The dude was he was unconscious, and so I got a kick out of just watching that.
Yeah.
We saw that when the Clippers played the Suns a couple weeks ago. Kawhi Leonard showing up.
He's back. He's back.
By
ladies
the
and
way,
gentlemen.
8.8 million viewers on Sunday for the All-Star game as well. 87% jump from last year.
Yeah.
The most watched game since 2011.
Yeah, it was a huge.
Well, it was a
success.
great weekend to have it on, and because there was if you're a race car fan, you watch.
Yeah, but that
racing,
was over before the
and
All-Star
then
game
the golf
even
was
started.
going on.
And,
But
and here's the deal. Guess where the All-Star game is next week? Next year.
Right
Here.
in Phoenix.
And I hope it's still back on NBC because see, whenever you see some success
Instead
like
of
this,
TNT.
well TNT is not anymore. It's they
know, but that's what it was
they
last
produce for ESPN, so it's now broadcast on ESPN.
right.
And I do love the I mean that is the creme de la creme, the Ernie, Shaq, Charles, and Kenny. But I thought NBC did a really good job, and
Right.
based on the numbers, I would try if I'm Adam Silver. I don't know what those contract numbers situations look like. It's
Right.
probably a revolving thing. I'd be saying, hey, look, let's keep it on.
Well, that's
Right.
one thing. When you hide the All-Star game should be the one thing that's on free TV at a time where everybody's going to sit down and watch it because that's where you want to showcase your best players instead of hiding it, like you said, on TNT or ESPN or something to that effect. So, really quick, last thing on baseball I got for you here. I know we're jumping around, which is kind of fun to do. Is ABS system starts in baseball this year, meaning regular season games you can tap your head, boop, boop, if you want them to review it and stuff like that 2 times, and then if you do it, you get then after 2 times, if you get them both, then you get to keep doing it until you lose at that point as well. But
wait.
Yep.
Now they already got the 2 before. What's different with the ABS? Because you could challenge an owner, a manager could challenge
Nope.
the play already.
No. So this is players only can challenge it. Nobody in the dugout can challenge it now. So a
What?
batter or a pitcher or a catcher
Wait a second.
are the only
wait a
ones
second.
that can do
This
it.
is independent of a manager
Yeah.
challenging.
This is the same format that they did in spring training last year. Yes.
Dude,
That's
what
for
am
the
I?
players.
Wait. Say this again, because this is confusing me, and I don't want them confused out there too. 'Cause I'm confused. Say this again.
Yeah.
I
So,
gotta get this down.
So if a pitch is thrown, a
Okay.
pitcher, a catcher, or a batter can challenge the play.
Are you talking about a strike?
A strike.
Okay.
A ball
well,
or
okay.
strike.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I'm
got
talking
you.
not
I
yeah,
thought
we're
you
not
meant
talking
a
about it in
play.
the field. No,
Okay,
no.
okay.
The ABS,
A
the
strike.
automatic ball strike
Okay,
system.
okay, I got
Sorry.
you. I
I
got
guess I should say what system I'm saying in time
I
of deal.
got
Yeah,
you.
so
I got you.
strikes.
I got you.
And stuff like that. But what they would do, what they did like last year in spring training was they put an animated thing on the screen, right? So you're watching the games like this is challenge. And then they would show you where the ball would come in and be a strike. They're not showing that this year. All you're going to get is a little blip saying challenge has happened. That's all they're going to do. They're not going to show you where the pitch was on the strike zone counter on the thing. Hiding something there much? Why wouldn't you show if the ball's if it's a ball or strike or not on the thing?
That makes a lot of sense.
I maybe lost you there. So each batter can challenge up to 2, or the
team as a whole.
So if I'm the first batter up and I challenge one and I get it right, my team still gets.
You still get another one regardless.
But if I raced it, then the team only gets one for the rest of the game.
One more of the rest of the game. You have to keep winning them to keep them. Yes.
Wow.
To keep going. Well, you're going to see, guys. This isn't going to come into play until 8th, 9th inning type of a deal.
But this can only be done by pitcher,
the
catcher,
people,
or the batter at the plate.
For the pitchers. Chris Sale over the weekend, pitcher for the Red Sox, I believe he's still with, flat out said, I'm never challenging a pitch, though, because he doesn't want to make the umpire angry. He's like, I'm not going to show an umpire up at all. So it's going to be fascinating how people do it. But the bigger thing to me on this is it's going to be weird to deal with the same thing as spring training last year, for those of you that remember spring training last year as well. But they're not going to show the fans at home or in the stadium on the projection boards where the ball goes. We have the technology to do it. They do it all broadcast long, but on a review, they're not going to show it up there. And I think that's kind of weaselly to not show us how that would be like the NFL not showing replays on a pass interference call, so you can determine if it was really pass interference or not, and just leaving it to the officials and you not knowing.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. Speaking of replays. Now look, as you guys know, I'm not a big curling fan or anything like this, but I couldn't help but watch the video of this controversy.
Yeah.
There's no question the guy from Canada pushed it forward with his finger, and they said
this is fascinating.
They said no, it's okay, it was good. I mean, come on, man.
But you know why though? When you look into this, I am so into this story. First of all, Canada, you cheaters, you bums. Second of all, so the only reason we have the angle that we have seen, Coop, this is so amazing, is the Swedes knew Canada was cheating. So they set up their own guy to videotape from that angle you see from the side, because the normal angle is the one down the ice there, and you can't see behind the stone. So Sweden, when you saw the men's curling deal where the men were like, we absolutely don't do that, you're garbage for calling, the Swede guy literally said, all right, I'll show you after the match where you're touching the stone. But at that time, the umpires couldn't see it. They weren't looking for it because of the way their angles were and stuff like that. So then it came out on the men's that the Swedes were recording it separately under the side of it. And then they're like, oh, they're definitely touching it. To the point where the women's team got penalized the next day because they started looking for it and they changed some of their camera angles to do it. This is fast. But the way the Canadian teams are approaching, we would never do something like that. Like you hear them say that. They say, oh, F you, we never cheat like that. Turns out they are. It's fascinating.
Do you think he knows he's doing it?
Well, absolutely.
You do?
But they also know where the camera angles are and stuff. What they didn't count on is the Swedes were like, those cheating sons of a gun from Canada. We're going to set up our own camera in the stands to catch them cheating. That's how much they cheat.
I didn't realize that.
That is fascinating. That would be like the Dodgers going, okay, these guys are doing something on the mound, and having another camera just fixate on that to catch them.
That changes my perception of the whole deal, because I'm like, how can you review that and not see that is blatant cheating?
That's right. The men, they had no way to review it to see it. The angle you see that's obvious that he touches it, that angle was put together by the Swedes. They had a separate camera guy. Not included in the broadcast or anything to show it.
Then I'm absolving the replay officials of any hanky panky.
Yeah, but they nailed the women for it the next day. The women's Canadian team got the stone taken out.
Well, speaking of Canadian teams, they better not win the women's gold medal match against our United States. Because I mean, look.
Well, that would be a monumental upset now, wouldn't it?
Dude, it's really fearful because, 5 straight shutouts and only allowed 1 goal in the opening game. And one of the shutouts was against Canada. And wouldn't you know it, you come back and you lose the gold medal game? I mean, dude, that would be.
Why are you putting this out into the open, Coop?
It would be devastating. Look, let me tell you something. I used to go to Omaha for the College World Series because ASU was making the annual treks down there at that time.
Right.
And their format is completely different from now. I want you to know that ASU was completely undefeated till they got to the championship game, and that was their only loss. They were the only undefeated team going into that Saturday final game. They lost that game, and they weren't champions. And so now it's the best of three. But heck, I've seen it before, Dale. And that's why I'm saying I don't want to see this at all this time. I don't want to see the dominance.
Why are you putting this out there?
Well, because I get nervous.
They've won 5-1, 5-0, 5-0, 5-0, 6-0, 5-0. They've beaten Canada 5 of 7 times, I think is what, if I remember correctly, on that. But yeah, this Thursday, gold medal game coming up here.
It's just
and you just put it out there.
It's just ripe, Coop.
Hey, look. This will be the 8th.
Regardless if it's Canada, and if they played anybody and lose this game, it would be a monumental upset.
But it would be. See, Canada. I think the women's hockey started in 1998.
Mm-hmm.
Canada has been in the gold medal game every time they played the U.S. This will be the 7th time they played the U.S. They have a 4-2 edge. Now, look. This is the year.
But lately, the U.S. has been dominating.
Yeah, they have. In all
several times.
all the championships leading up to the gold medal game. You're right. But that's neither here nor there. I mean, they lead us 4-2. Here's a chance to sandpaper that behind.
This guy.
Right. Yeah, I'm
guy.
telling you gotta say, look, I'm telling you, there's only 2 sports that I really watch heavily on in the Winter Olympics, and that's the hockey, men and women.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm not a. I don't ski, so I don't get it. I don't figure skate. I don't figure. And you can best believe, I think curling is overrated. It's not a freaking sport for
Best
one.
Sport on the planet.
I mean, look.
It's better than bowling, Coop.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's better. I
have my own opinions. I know I'm in the minority on this because I've debated this before, and I'm okay with that. But I love the Summer Olympics.
Right.
I love the Summer Olympics. Every event I'm watching from sun up to sundown.
Really?
Yes. I love the Summer Olympics.
But see, my problem with the Summer Olympics is like if you're a 100-meter runner, you're fast.
Well,
and it's just like, hey, so you're born fast, and you have to train to be fast. But Winter Olympics, man, they're doing. Do you see what they're doing on skis, on slices of ice? Hey,
let me
go down this hill at 900 miles per hour. We're gonna put a couple bumps in there. And you have to stay between these 2 gates. Oh, and by the way, don't kill yourself while you're doing it. Have fun.
And look, let me tell you something. See, awesome. I'm one of those guys that brims with pride. Yeah. And in the Summer Olympics, the United States usually wins the gold medal count. I mean, they can win the overall medals, the gold medal, but it's a challenge. In the Winter Olympics, we really don't challenge. I think this is one of our better showings.
Yeah. Right. Well, because there's other countries that grow up on skis, like Norway,
absolutely. So you just said it. They grew up on that. And
so we have to work harder, and we still get close to dominating it.
Dude,
America, folks.
Dude, we do not.
Communist over here.
No, we don't do well in the And so now, I mean, there's like the final events. I mean, I even find myself watching like the triathlon or something because we need that gold medal to hold off China or somebody else for the overall gold medal lead because we're going to win the overall. I mean, even the Greco wrestling, I tune in and watch that because I knew
it's no good unless you dominate, is what I'm hearing from you.
It's about winning. Yeah. It's about winning, and so I can find competition in watch other sports that I wouldn't really give a darn about, but because we need that gold medal. To win the gold medal.
We had women's curling dominated as a women's curling group. They came back and won against Sweden, the gold medal team. The mixed curling, they got to the gold medal game first time ever. We had a guy that won a medal in cross-country skiing for the first time in 50 years.
Hey, Steve does not get it.
America!
Let's say that Norway is leading in overall medals, and let's say they're leading in gold. Close. Let's say they have 12 gold, the United States has 5 gold. And this is the final week. And you look for other gold medal people in the United States for gold medal. There's no one, so you concede the gold medal. But in the summer games, it's entirely, dude. I'm telling you, I'm not a Winter Olympic guy
because we don't win enough.
We don't.
My
we
goodness.
don't.
My goodness,
well, Dale. Why did you want to go if you don't want to win? Dude, I've told you, I swell with pride when we win.
I was getting a kick out of you talking about the Winter Olympics and you can't ski and you don't do. You don't skate either, Coop. You couldn't play hockey.
Well, at least, but Dale, let me put it like this: I grew up with that.
Yeah.
That's why I watch it. I know the players. I know.
Oh, I know you used to follow the Coyotes as close as anybody that I knew. But I know that's
Coop doesn't care unless they win.
It is all about winning.
Dude, why do you want to watch?
So we're at a disservice. We're at a disservice, and we still have 19 medals. We are in third place right now in medal count. We are 28 by Norway, 19 for the United States. Italy, the home one, they're 23.
Do you know
we are fighting our butts off in sports we do not naturally dominate?
Do you know
and we're
that,
fighting our butts off to get there. There's nothing more American than that.
Do you know that in the summer games, the U.S. averages about 120 total medals?
A lot more events, though.
Huh?
A lot more events.
Okay. And we're winning.
Yeah.
We're
a lot
winning.
more events. Yeah.
Look.
Because of technology.
Look, dude, I'm gonna tell you something. Swimming. I love to watch the swimming because we had swimmers on women and men that dominated.
Okay, hop in this pool and swim with some arm motions. And literally, I was watching people go down the hill at 90 miles per hour.
Hey, our gymnastic girls, men and women, especially the girls. I mean, the women. Oh, they're special.
Yeah,
you watch that stuff, riveting. Look, we have some 41-year-old gal won the bobsled. I'm happy for her, but that was the first time ever.
Yeah.
I mean, so
yeah.
Look,
America.
We're
coming for you.
And I love the story, but see, the story is independent of the overall. See, they don't do anything for me overall. We're left with limited chances of win, and so Steve likes he's okay with losing.
Yeah, well, I mean, look where he's from, Dobson High School.
No,
ASU.
I look at it as we're at a disadvantage. And look at it, we have 19 medals at a disadvantaged.
Well, if you look at it as
disadvantage, you know why? Because America's full of underdogs. Bruce. There was a time when people got on ships and came across to this land and they had to fight off the French and the British and everything. And then eventually fight off the South from the North. And they were all disadvantaged to get there. You know what? They did it. They threw that tea into the ocean and they said, "We're done with your garbage tea."
Hey, who was disadvantaged in the North versus South? Civil War.
That's a good point.
Okay.
Probably the South.
Okay.
They're clowns.
Hey, well, let me just
I'm just saying, this America is built on underdog status of domination.
Hey, what?
Hey. Look, Dale, how many Super Bowl rings you got?
Hey, I got 3.
Okay.
Yeah, and America's team has 3.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, but since he stopped playing, they don't win.
Yeah.
See, that's his claim.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not a claim, Coop. It's fact.
It's a fact. Okay, it's a fact. Hey man, look! And you had Brady that won 7 total, but 6 with the Patriots.
Yeah.
Hey, look, man! It's all about it. Michael was 6 for 6.
Hey, and that's why he likes the Cardinals because he likes us trying.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Only reason I root for the Cardinals, the only team I can root for, unless I want to travel every weekend, and I'd rather not do that.
Hey, look,
Trust me.
Look, I told you guys
they would not be my team. There were 2 teams here. Cardinals would not be my team.
I told you guys
they just called me, by the way.
Before the Cardinals came here, I was a Packer fan, and I became a Packer fan because I didn't know at the time, but I just had relatives, family around. And Super Bowl, I didn't really know what it was, but I know Green Bay won the first and second.
Yeah.
And so when I got older, I understood. I said, "Wow, okay, well, I knew I remember the name Bart Starr. So I became a Packer fan, and I followed them until when the Cardinals got here.
Front runner Cooper.
Yeah, absolutely. And when the Cardinals got here, all the relationships that I developed personally in the locker room with these team, dude, I couldn't help but drop the Packers and become a Cardinal fan. And let me tell you something, it's miserable being a Cardinals fan. It just is.
It is fascinating because I tell people this: if you get to know a person or more than one person on a team,
like Russ Ortiz, Bruce, you should get to know him. He's a nice guy.
Okay, all right. I got
you end up cheering for that team just because you know the guys. Now and again, but boy, it's hard to cheer for the Cardinals.
Well, you're not lying.
But I'm with you. Summer Olympics. Plus, those are things that at one point in my life I could do. I could run. I could throw a shot put. I could swim.
That's why I like the Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
You're not going to catch me going down a hill at 90 miles an hour. I'm sorry. You're just not.
Well,
you're just
look,
not.
I tell you what, I have
Not on purpose. You're
I
not going to
can
see me
say.
go down the hill at
I
90
have a
miles an hour.
lot of respect for Lindsey Vonn on one hand, but I just gotta, I just have to think about her mental capacity on the other. I mean, this woman tore an ACL, and she's still gonna go downhill ski.
They go
at
down this
90
hill
miles.
90 miles an hour.
Dude.
You have to worry about their mental capacity before this. And somebody goes, you want to go down this mountain really, really fast?
Well, look, I can understand that thrill, perhaps, and that kind of deal.
Yeah.
But if she's injured like that, dude, I'm like, dude, Lindsey,
The,
please.
the other
And
side
now
of it
she-
is to her, it's not going 90 miles an hour down the hill. To her, she's just like going for a stroll
but
on a
she
weekend.
tore her ACL, dude.
Ruptured it.
Then you got these guys that are going down ramps with just two skis on their feet and flying through the air.
Hey, I can tell you what. Steve and I would be going 90 miles an hour down the hill if we're standing at the top and somebody pushes
Yeah,
us.
exactly. You know what? No, I would not be, because you know what I'd be doing? Falling as quickly as humanly
we're
possible.
falling at 90 miles an
Yeah.
hour.
Like before the
Yeah.
momentum gets
Hey,
going,
hey,
I'm going
hey,
down.
Look, I'm not here to disparage the athletes.
Sounds
at
like you
all,
are.
because no,
You sound
because
like you're rooting for Canada right now, Bruce. That's what it sounds like to me. He's rooting for Canada, folks.
right. Look, that ain't happening. That ain't happening. I just know that our women had better come up with that gold medal.
How's the men's hockey team doing?
They're
Well,
they're
yeah,
dominating.
they're in the quarterfinals. But
they're
here's the deal.
Same thing,
But
5-1,
here's the
stuff
deal.
like that.
We have Americans making up our team, but let's some of the better players. Let's face it, a lot of the better players in the NHL.
Yeah.
From
Okay,
Europe.
inter- international players.
The sweet team is
The
like an
international
NHL
players.
All-Star team. Yeah.
So if our American men lose, it's not like you're gonna say, oh God, we're
they'll make
look,
it. They'll make it to the end with Canada again.
I believe
I'll
so,
predict
but the other teams are just as talented, if not more. I shouldn't say just, but a lot of them are better.
No, the Swedish team is like nothing but an NHL
Okay.
All-Star. It is an amazing team to see, and they won't win the gold. They never seem to get to the gold and win it. It's weird how they do that. They just fail all the time. Typical on that. Did we take a break this hour?
We didn't.
Oh, look
No,
at us
we blow through
We had
breaks.
too
when
much
Coop's
fun here, right? Well, we got 7 minutes left here. Here's the thing I want to talk to you about. Well, one, Chris Paul III officially retired. He got traded to the Raptors at the trade deadline from the Clippers. After that fiasco, hasn't played in a few months. And then the Raptors were supposed to try to unload him. They weren't able to, so he just decided to retire at this point. My question for you, Coop, is Chris Paul's legacy in basketball. It's a sordid one. What's your thoughts on Chris Paul here as he's officially retired after 21 seasons?
Well, his numbers scream Hall of Fame, but man, I have a problem with Chris, and from this standpoint, I'm not talking about anything from a character standpoint. It's every year. I mean, he even did it in Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
He carries your team and lifts the team to greater heights. You get into playoffs. You don't say if. It's just a matter of when is he going to get hurt.
Right.
Dude, it happened every year. See, and so just based on that, I have a tough time completing my ballot to put him in the Hall of Fame.
Really?
Even
Yeah, I
with
do.
basketball, where everybody gets in on basketball.
I do. Let me tell you something. His numbers, again, they scream Hall of Fame. But dude, at some point, you're even in the finals when the Suns get to the finals against Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he got hurt leading up to that.
Yeah, that was COVID,
I
though,
mean,
too.
No,
The COVID went rampant through the team, allegedly.
No, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. And so, who's the left-handed guy? Left-handed guy that had to play backup and became the starter. He was a left-hander, former first-round.
You mean for the Suns?
Yeah, he's the guy that would come in and play for Chris Paul.
Yeah, I'm done. Cam, not Cam.
Yeah, Cameron. His
Yeah.
name was Cam.
Yeah,
Cam something or other.
I can't.
Yeah,
think of
because
his
we
last
had a
name.
couple cams.
Yeah, but
he-
not the Twins
but
one,
he
the
was
other
a-
one.
yeah, but he was a Cam.
The one that played in China and came over.
Yeah.
And all
The
that.
Suns
Yeah. I
resurrected
can't
his
remember name.
career.
Yeah.
But see that's the guy that's having campaign. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Cameron Payne,
Is that right?
campaign. That's exactly who it is. So this guy is actually trying to carry us in Paul's absence.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Paul and then I'll be damned if the next year. Oh, so the Suns lose in 6 games to the Bucks. Come back the next
backyard sweat, backdoor
absolute
swept.
backdoor sweep. Yeah, and come back the next year. Paul leads the Suns to the most wins in franchise history. There's 64 wins. So now you're up 2-0 against the Dallas Mavericks. This dude celebrates his
Why?
40th birthday
Why
or
are
something
you
like some
making?
birthday.
It was his 40th birthday, I
Yeah,
think.
and dude, he fell off a cliff. Something happened. Look. Maybe that's why I'm having a tough time putting Chris Paul in the Hall of Fame.
Of all the things people say about Chris Paul, they don't knock him out of the Hall of Fame because of that.
Well, I do. Look,
They knock him out because of his attitude.
I'm not
and
going to his character because look. Let me tell you something. When I covered Chris Paul, all I can do is tell you that he was always cordial, amenable, and stuff like that. I didn't have a problem with it.
I met him out in the wild before. I met him out at the Waste Management Open. Couldn't have been a nicer guy. Which you don't expect that from him. I'll just put it that way. The way he plays on the basketball court, you expect a little surliness. Couldn't have been a nicer guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I agree with you on that.
And-
But that's why I asked that question,
but
because
I'm also
everybody's
not
got a different reason on why they hate Chris Paul.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. I'm also
fascinating.
not a teammate. I've heard the stories about him being a bad teammate, but you never saw that in Phoenix.
But
Well,
I've always questioned, why does he get that rep as a bad teammate? Is it because he pushes guys?
Yeah.
Is it because he
Well,
challenges guys?
Well, it sounded like that may have been the case in Los Angeles with the Clippers.
Yes.
Because he got on Kawhi Leonard's behind, and all of a sudden Kawhi's now, since Paul's left, Kawhi plays every game now.
And,
He's back
and
to being
James
Kawhi.
Harden. He got on James Harden's side, too.
yeah. And so is that I have a hard time. Is that a bad thing?
I think that's a great leadership quality.
yes.
Yeah. But not in the NBA.
Yeah, but clearly,
You don't tell even coaches don't tell superstars what to do.
Yeah,
You know that.
Well, Chris may be the ultimate leader. Look, I don't know anything about that, but I just know the things that bothered me.
Yeah.
And what bothered me is every year, dude. If it happened once, twice, but in his whole 19-year career, I mean, there's obviously years that he didn't make the playoffs, but I'll be damned. Every year they're a playoff team. It always happened, man.
It's like my golf game, Coop. I can start off on fire, and I get through the 7th hole, and I go, okay, 7th hole's down. I might blow up on the 8th hole. Oh, I got through the 8th hole. 9th hole, all right, I blow up. You know it's coming. You just didn't know exactly when it was going to happen.
Did Dale just pull a Steve and make this about him?
I'm just saying.
I think he did right there.
I can relate.
I'm just interested because Chris Paul, you hear the gamut of, like you said, his on the court antics, his all that. People do talk about the injuries and things like that, but everybody's got a different reason on why Chris Paul isn't viewed as one of the best of all time, which he is. I mean, stats, way you watch it, the way he elevated a team in terms of leadership, absolutely. But you're right. There's just that one or two things that just kept him from escalating up to that bigger, dominant level, and it's weird. And it's not one thing, like you could say like Charles Barkley, well, he just didn't work hard enough to beat Jordan, for instance, right? That's his knock. That's always one thing. But with Chris Paul, you can point to two or three where everybody argues over, and I'm fascinated on the perplexity that is Chris Paul in the eyes of stuff.
I guess at the end of the day, I wouldn't make him a first ballot Hall of Famer, but I'd probably eventually put him in.
Yeah, the basketball is
Maybe on the
different
third
because
try.
it's not just
On the
NBA,
third
it's
one?
everything.
So if you're an NFL guy, you can put Belichick in on the second one.
The AP poll came out in college basketball. Last thing I got for you here, Coop. Michigan's number 1. Houston moves up to number 2. Promptly loses to Iowa State last night. It shows you how much they wanted that, right? 6th-ranked Iowa State. But more importantly, Arizona has lost 2 in a row. They lost by 1 point to Texas A&M. I'm sorry, Texas Tech.
That was 3-point loss in overtime.
Overtime. 3-point loss in overtime.
I watched that game.
Sorry. Who they play? Gosh, I'm drawing. Yeah, Texas Tech. And everything. No Koa in this game.
Well, yeah, he got, and that's one thing that bothers me about, college athletics now. They never won't give you
No, they don't tell you
the source
anything.
of the injury. It's either upper body or lower body, like they do in hockey.
Okay.
I'm like, dude, come on now.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the deal? But look.
Well, they do that because it affects rankings and other things. You do get judged on that stuff. Stupid. I hate it.
Well, I just know this, that Arizona's now playing some of the the Big 12. Let's
They
face
got
it,
BYU up next. Yeah.
No, they don't do that.
Yeah, they do.
I
Yeah.
thought- I
tomorrow
thought-
night. Nope. BYU tomorrow night. 23 ranked. BYU.
Well, okay, because they play Houston Saturday.
They play Houston Saturday.
Okay, that's what I
But
missed.
BYU and
All
then
right,
Houston,
okay.
who just lost.
And the game is here against BYU. 'Cause
Yes.
they beat BYU at BYU.
Yep, and then at Houston on Saturday.
Okay, yeah, I saw that. That's the
Wow.
game that I saw.
And they're ranked 4th. Their one break coming up here is they got Baylor. next Tuesday. Other than that, and then Colorado to finish the season. But other than that, they got Kansas again, and then Iowa State.
I don't really worry about Arizona during the regular season. If I were to worry about them, it'd be in the postseason. It seems like if you're going to get them, you got to get them early, and
right.
and they've been tended to be gotten early.
Well, they got to get healthy too, though, right?
Yeah,
well, here's what that game showed me. That showed me Koa Pete's more integral into that team than even I thought he was.
I thought
as a freshman.
I thought the sixth man of the year, name of Kobe, wasn't it? Yeah, I thought he played extremely well.
Yeah, I'm not saying he didn't. I'm not saying that's the point. I'm saying I don't know if you saw a letdown, but you saw something different with that team with Koa not out there. That's how I look at it.
But I'll tell you what, the freshman I've been most impressed with on that U of A team, Brandon Burries.
Yeah,
I mean he's special.
Right.
He's special, and so I'm looking at this. I'm like, U of A may have a completely different revamp roster. I'm looking at Burries might go into the NBA draft. Pete might go into the NBA draft.
Pete's gonna go. Right?
You know, Caden Bradley, who's been their glue. I mean, he's a senior. He's gotta go. Krivats, I mean, you know, he's got another year.
This is their year.
He may go. I'm like, boy, Tommy may have to redo that whole roster, and it just be based on, and it's a good thing. I mean, he's putting people in like. I remember one year Kentucky had like maybe 5 first-round picks in 1 year under Calipari. Yeah. I mean, look, if you
I think they had 6 or 7. Even their bench guys were getting picked, if I remember right. It was crazy. Their bench guys were getting picked. But I mean, 2 losses to them now. Now they got that. I said they were going to get 2 losses in this stretch, probably. Okay. But their first 2 in this stretch were losses. This isn't looking very good. Because I don't know if this helps you. Now, with Koa out and some of their injuries, I can understand the loss on Saturday. We got to get those guys back healthy. But Arizona fans are nuts anyway, right, with the way they look at this team. But there's fret going on down there, and that's just the more pressure they're going to put on this team about a Final Four appearance. It's they were confident on it before. They're starting to waver a little bit, wobble a little, the fan base.
Yeah.
And that's not good.
Well, I'll tell you this. It's hard to argue with anything that Tommy Lloyd's done down there. Really is. I mean, I think his winning percentage. I saw that the other day. It's like over 80%.
Yeah, but they're not happy because we don't
but you're right. I get
four.
You have to win, and just like Lute Olson's teams. I mean, he got the one title in '97. Yeah. I think he had 4 other Final Fours, but all those other years,
a lot of one and done. Yeah, it was a lot of one and done.
Santa Clara.
Yeah, man, and it seems like Tommy Lloyd's following that same. But I think he got to the Elite 8 last year, right?
Yes, and that's where I got disappointed. Where everybody wanted to see that Final Four and they didn't get there.
Yeah.
But this is the team where they got to get there. But I don't know, man. I don't know if finishing this season. I mean, the Big 12 tournament is going. That's going to be can't miss basketball.
Yeah.
Every game is going to be a just nail biter and big matchups happening. Even that Arizona State one.
I'll say this. I remember there was a time when ASU basketball had a head coaching opening. And the name Kelvin Sampson was mentioned. I said, "Who wants Kelvin Sampson? He's a cheater. We don't want him." Man, am I saying right now, going back saying, man, we could have had Kelvin.
I think he wants out of Houston. I don't think the money's in Houston. I think he sees the writing on the wall. So I think he's going to be available coming up here for the taking.
You think?
He's complaining a lot about the money in Houston, but he just wins. And I think he sees a decline coming to Houston coming up here. And I don't know if he's trying to spur them on or what, but, it's an amazing thing. But pay attention tonight, man. I keep telling you guys, we just saw it with Molly Miller, and I have a lot of respect for Bryce Drew over there at GCU. And they're overperforming here. Tonight they play San Diego State tonight and everything in that. But they're hanging in there. Now they didn't beat some of the teams they needed to beat to stay in this thing. 9-5 in the conference, so they've slipped down with some of these losses lately.
Look. I know Molly Miller left GCU and Jerry Colangelo. I just think that Bryce Drew and Jerry Colangelo have a different relationship.
You don't think that his brother's success at Baylor kind of prods him to get back up into the big league?
I think what you're going to find is Jerry and Bryce, they're going to work collectively on getting some of that elite talent into GC. They understand that. Here's the deal.
They already get it.
Well, here's the deal.
More?
When you look at GCU, they don't have that athletic department with all the diversity of sports
Right.
that others. So their main sport is basketball. So when a lot of other schools, it's football. So GCU can put more money, more resources into getting, a couple of those horses or those 5-star.
Do they want
studs.
to?
I think they do. Look, Jerry Colangelo's is too competitive not to.
Yeah.
And so
And he's there at every game.
So yeah, and I think that a coach
Still writing the checks, Dale.
I think that every coach likes to know that he has the support of
I don't
his
disagree.
administration, and so President Mueller and Jerry Colangelo, they are committed.
Doesn't that say something though on a coach that wants to stay at that level and not move up?
Sure. I mean, if you look at Gonzaga, few knows that's the only sport he's gonna get most of the resources to his program.
Yes,
So they're gonna say
they have track and field
Bryce
and
Drew.
baseball.
I think Bryce Drew looks at it and said, I can turn Grand Canyon into a Gonzaga.
Yes.
Because we're the main. And so I don't think he would come to ASU just based on the fact that he knows that basketball ain't the number one ticket in town there.
Right.
That's just my opinion. And look, don't hold
I
me
didn't,
to
I didn't
that.
know.
It's just my opinion.
I didn't know Bryce Drew was such a quitter and not affecting a bigger role. I didn't realize that.
Wow.
Call him a quitter.
Wow.
Look, dude,
That's what you just sounded like to me.
No,
I'm going to stay here because
no.
I can make this the next
No,
Gonzaga. Or you
dude,
can come and
dude,
revive Arizona State and be on a national
Hold
map.
on. Revive?
Revive Arizona State.
Revive? Of
Hey,
what? Go back to
hey,
1970s?
Yeah, there was some
Alton
great
Lister and Pat
players in
Lever?
ASU's history.
Revive.
But, dude, it's all about relationships too, relationships and resources. I just talked about at Arizona State, Bryce Drew wouldn't have the same commitment to resources that Kenny Dillingham
But
would
he'd
have.
still have more.
Huh?
No, he
But he
wouldn't.
would still have more than what he has at GCU.
No,
Dude, I don't think so.
GCU
I don't
has a
think so.
small budget.
No.
No, dude.
Oh.
I think. Let's put it to you like this.
Move across town, Bryce Drew. You guys poo-poo this and tell me how much Bryce Drew doesn't want to. He want him and Jerry Colangelo are best buds, and he just wants to stay at a lowly school like GCU.
lowly school?
And do nothing.
Dude.
They're behind Utah State, folks, and New Mexico.
Dude,
Come on.
Dude, are we calling Gonzaga basketball lowly school? I just said he looks at Gonzaga and he thinks Grand Canyon can be that version.
Great.
And that's just my opinion. I don't
get
know
Arizona
that, ladies
State.
and gentlemen. I don't know that. That's just my opinion. So I know he wants Bryce Drew at ASU. Hey, I wouldn't. Look, I'm a Sun Devil grad. I wouldn't mind at all seeing Bryce Drew come up. But I'm just trying to be realistic.
Yes.
From my own opinion
I
standpoint.
got news for you, and we
I
saw
could be- I
that.
could
We
wind
saw
up
that
being
with the
wrong.
women's program. They do not. Grand Canyon. Say what you want. They don't pay what Arizona State can pay for head coaching positions.
I would agree from a women's standpoint, but I don't know that
From the
that would
men,
be.
too.
Okay.
I don't know
Okay.
about that.
Oh, just the Havocs. Come on, we have the other guys.
Okay. Yeah, the curtain of
The
distraction.
928 crew. The 928 crew.
Hey, look,
I'm just down.
look. I bleed Sun Devil, Maroon, and Gold.
Yeah.
I'm a proud alumnus of the school. I want them to do well in every sport, every category, and that includes men's basketball. And as you know, I was a big Bobby Hurley fan. It took a lot of years, but it's finally come.
I was gonna say a couple weeks ago.
After that press conference, after the loss to West Virginia, that's when I said, okay.
So what we learned from Coop today, folks, U.S. women going to lose to Canada.
No.
He's rooting for that, and he's rooting for Bryce Drew to stay there at GCU and not come over to Arizona State.
I know they didn't get that.
That's what
from
we
me.
got from Bruce Cooper today, folks. Right there.
I know
as
that's
well.
not what they got from me today. Yeah, but I tell you what. Hey, are you guys gonna be watching the gold medal game between women and?
Oh, absolutely. I
Canada?
watched
Okay.
them all. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'll wake up. I wake up early for
You
that
tell
stuff.
me you're exhausted every day at 7:00.
Because I'm waking up to watch the Olympics.
Jeez.
Live. I don't know this tape delay garbage. Wake up early. Oh no, I love. No, I don't. But that's the nice thing about Peacock is you can go back and watch it.
Well,
on
you
demand,
can't.
so.
Look.
yeah.
There's no question that the games are being. You probably already know the outcome when you're watching it in
Right.
prime time here.
Right.
But if you want to
During
get
the
up,
week I am, but on the weekends I'm able to avoid it.
I don't get up. I don't get up early like he is. I ain't getting up at 2 a.m.
I was up at 2 a.m. this morning. I
Believe
flipped
it
it
or
on.
not, I'm usually trying to go to bed about 2 a.m.
We've heard that about you. Hey, your wife was out of town all weekend. We get that.
Hey, let me tell you something. she got back today. So she had a girlfriend pick her up at the airport because I told her I gotta come join a couple of knuckleheads today.
Oh, look at that! Oh, he turned down his wife for us.
Well, she knows I do that, and so it was good. So man,
you could have brought her with you.
But here's the outrage, guys. I made the bed up for the first time in 5 days today.
Oh, did you really?
I knew she's coming back, and so it's like, dang.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear her getting on me for not making up the bed. So
it's funny because my wife has gone on some week-long trips, even a 2-week trip, and nothing's cleaned up, no bed is made, and then it's like the day before.
Isn't that beautiful?
Isn't
that beautiful?
It's
beautiful.
Because
hey,
you're just gonna mess it up the next night anyway.
Yeah, I mean it's a beautiful thing.
So you're gonna get yelled at when you get home, is what you're saying? She's gonna find like, what are these crumbs doing here?
No, I made it. And here's the deal: when she's gone, I'm not. I don't cook anything.
That's what I was gonna say.
I go out and buy. So
I was just about to ask you, how many pizza boxes are in the trash can today?
Look, the pizza boxes are in the recycles, and the pizza leftovers are inside the fridge. Hey, that's true. That's very true. Matter of fact, I went to Mellow Mushroom yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah. So I got a half meatball sub for lunch, and I got the medium pizza for later for dinner. And the leftovers are in the deal. That's me. I mean, there's no dishes to wash.
No.
Are you kidding me? No. I'm not doing that.
Hold it up, throw it in the trash.
Absolutely.
You guys need to make fun of his Valentine's Day like you make fun of mine. That's all I'm saying here.
His wife was gone.
So
I ain't making no bed.
He ate like that and did everything on his vacation. He's rooting for Canada and he's rooting for GCU over ASU, folks. Anything else you want to let the world know about you today, Coop?
Wow. Okay, Steve.
How about Stalin? What are your thoughts on Stalin today? Why don't we get into that as well? As always, Coop, seriously, thanks for joining us. We'll keep it rolling as well.
Happy birthday, Steve.
Thank
happy
you guys.
birthday, old man.
Thank you very much. We'll go have some fun here as well. Oh, my computer just died, and I got tagged on a future series here for ASU. We'll have to hit that up later as well. But thanks, everybody, for the birthday wishes. We'll see you. We'll see you tomorrow, of course. McCollum on Business in the cans. Catch it on demand now. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Have a great one.